back! Welcome back to Dylan's Little Hobbies, and in today's video, I am going to be talking about Darth Vader. Darth Vader, Dark Visions. This is a 2019 comic series from Marvel that I have been trying to keep up with, and I've somehow been able to keep up with. Like you know what? I have a lot of things going on with watching anime and doing other stuff. I also have a life outside of just Star Wars and anime, you know, hang out with my family and stuff like that, hang out with my friends, so I actually do have a life besides YouTube. As funny as that may seem. But the fact is, I have loved Darth Vader ever since I was a kid, and I absolutely love the character of Darth Vader. Darth Vader is my favorite character. And, you know, a lot of the times with the series, what Disney has been able to do with Darth Vader, I think is relatively, actually really good. But I would say Dark Visions is probably their best work in terms of Darth Vader, how they use him. I mean, in 2017, you had the Dark Lords of the Sith comic books. You found out how Darth Vader built his bleeding lightsaber and got involved in the Inquisitors and found out how he dealt with some Jedi. I feel like he should have dealt with more Jedi than just a couple of them. You also find out how he found out more about Luke Skywalker being his son, being the guy who blew up the Death Star and stuff like that. And those comics were great. Now, they were great. They weren't fantastic or amazing. They were good. They were great. I really enjoyed them. Not every single issue that came out did I actually enjoy, but a majority of them were actually really fun. Especially whenever Darth Vader had Dr. Aphra around, and he was going behind the Emperor's back, and just coming up with his own plans. And that's just stuff that I really like. But that brings me to a short topic. Let me just get into this really quickly. So, this is the 2015 issue, 2019 issue, and it's only 5 issues. I don't know if there's going to be another Darth Vader series in 2019. They might not do it until 2020, but that's just fine. I hope in the next series of Darth Vader, we get something between episode 5 and 6, and here's the reason why I really want that. So, when it comes to Darth Vader, when it comes to the character of Darth Vader, and I absolutely 100% love Darth Vader, the fact is, in episode 5 as well as the comic books, you know, he's going behind Emperor Palpatine's back, and he's on his own most of the time, and it's Darth Vader, you know. He just wants to find his son, destroy Emperor Palpatine, and rule the galaxy. But in episode 6, which is a year after episode 5, when his son comes to him, he says he must obey his master. He must obey the dark side of the Force. You know, and I'm wondering, what happened to that rebellion side of Darth Vader? And I'm saying rebellion, jokes aside. There was that rebel side to Darth Vader where he wasn't obeying Palpatine's orders, and I'm just wondering what happened in the year between episode 5 and episode 6. What scared Vader enough to say he must obey his master? And I really want to see that. And I hope in the next Vader comic series, whenever that comes out, whatever they do with it, I hope they do explore the time between episode 5 and 6. We don't have a lot of story between there. We don't know anything about it out between there. We did actually have a really cool comic come out the other day about Luke Skywalker, and it was just a little short comic book. I mean, it was Luke Skywalker. He comes in as the hero that we all know and love. He's back in black. He's got his green lightsaber, and he's protecting some of his rebel friends from not only Empire droids but Empire ships, and it's just a cool comic book that takes place between episode 5 and 6. I really would like to know more information between episode 5 and 6. I would like to know how Luke built his green lightsaber and did a whole bunch of other stuff. I mean, there's a lot of information between episode 5 and 6 that we don't know, and I would love that to be explored soon. But with that said, there has been a lot of comic books that I have been wanting to get into. I've been wanting to get into Dr. Aphra, just don't have the time. I started Darth Vader, Tales of Vader's Castle, and I read the first 2 or 3 issues of that. There's I think they're up to issue 6 or something like that. I have to read those. There's a lot of comics that I unfortunately have not been able to read, but the one that I have been able to read is Darth Vader, Dark Visions. And like I said in the beginning of this video, in terms of the usage of Darth Vader, I think this is some of Disney's best work with him. This doesn't just give us another view on Darth Vader, but this gives us an entire new view on the Empire as a whole. And let me explain why. So, we know, as well as the Rebels know, that this Empire is built on, I was going to say world domination, but it's more like galaxy domination, right? So it's built on galaxy domination. It's also, it has a Sith as its leader, and a Sith, an evil Sith. A villain, an enemy to the Jedi. But that's what we know. That's what the Rebels know. What do the people know? And this comic book. So, I mean, imagine this. You knew nothing about the Empire. All you know about the Sith is that they were the enemy of the Jedi, but the Jedi betrayed Palpatine, and Palpatine, as far as you know, was a really good guy, a savior to the galaxy, and a great politician. That's all we know about the guy, okay? Imagine that your world is plagued by these big old monsters, and then the Empire comes down and saves you from it. That's what happens in Dark Vision's first issue. There's this little boy on this little planet, and he's having a pretty good life, except there's these monsters on his planet, and they keep destroying everything. And then one day he looks up, and the Empire arrives. And not just the Empire, but Darth Vader, the Dark Knight himself, comes and saves the day right before your eyes with his crimson red lightsaber. I mean, it's no wonder why people like him would grow up loving the Empire, and why he probably joined the Empire when he could. Because Darth Vader practically pretty much saved him. And then you have, of course, issue 2, which I absolutely thought was nuts. So, you have this general that is trying to, fight and capture the Millennium Falcon, and he's scared of Vader. He knows that if he messes up, Vader is going to kill him. And you see that in the ranks of the Empire, how terrifying it can be if you are working for Darth Vader, which is fantastic. And then you had the 3rd issue, where this girl, she's not even a doctor, she's just really a maid, but she has this sort of crush on Darth Vader, and she loves him. She imagines her taking off his mask and kissing him, because to her, he's the savior of the galaxy. He's the hero. And, oh my god. And when she actually gets the guts to go up to him and try to plead to him and try to tell him how much she loves him, he just turns around and kills her. That just shows how emotionless Darth Vader is and how threatening and terrifying he can be. No, he just killed her right off. And then you had the 4th issue. Oh my god, the 4th issue was absolutely 100% amazing. So, in the 4th issue, you have this ragtag team of rebels trying to defeat the Empire, trying to go in and basically blow up one of their factories, and Darth Vader just happens to be there, and you get to see from the rebel side how terrifying Vader can be in fights. I mean, that was just fantastic. And then the 5th issue, oh my god, where basically this guy, he's a rebel, he's a rebel friend. He's not really a rebel himself. He's a rebel sympathizer. Basically, what he wants to do is he has some intel and he wants to get it to the rebels, but the Empire shows up and he runs out and he actually runs into the jungle, and then there's this poisonous plant that he falls into and he runs away, but he has these dark visions. Literally, these dark visions. And is just imagining these terrible, terrifying things, like the fallen people rising up, trying to capture him. These heads coming to life and trying to eat him, and then Vader shows up as this disgusting, evil monster with a red lightsaber that turns into a dragon because of his poison. Literally, dark visions. Dark visions is what this guy has, and it's all about Vader. And all Vader wants is intel. And that also truly shows just more of how the rebel looks at Vader. Vader to the rebels was the scariest thing you could ever deal with in all of Star Wars, which is exactly what he was. And then in the Empire, you know, he could also be your worst nightmare, as well as your protector and savior, you know. And then just out of the Empire, just regular people, when the Empire comes, they typically save the day. And then, of course, Darth Vader shows up, and he's the master of it all. So, what can you say? I absolutely 100% loved every single one of these. I thought that they did a fantastic job going very much in depth in these characters and their views of Darth Vader. You can clearly see every single side. You know, it's not just the rebels, it's not just the Empire, but you get to see every single side with every single, well, every single issue comes out with a new side to look at Vader, and that's just what I love. And it's not like Vader is 90% of them either. He just shows up typically at the end, and that's about all you get from him. And I feel like that's perfect. I feel like the less you use Vader, the better. Just have him come in. Have him be terrifying. Have him be a hero. Have him be an enemy. Have him come in and show what he's got. And he's got a lot. Have him do that, and that's why I think this comic book is probably my favorite. Dark Visions, definitely Disney's best comic book work on Darth Vader. Comic book work on anything, really. I absolutely loved this series, and I hope you guys did too. I really want you guys to go check it out, and if you guys want to go check it out, but you can't go out and buy the actual issues or the actual comic books or whatever, then I actually know, and I use this myself, I actually don't own comic books. I don't buy any comic books or anything. All I do is I read them off of this guy's videos. I don't know this guy personally. I just found his channel, and what he does is a fantastic service. He basically takes the comic books that we all know and love, and he puts them out in video form with some Star Wars music for us to read, and it's great. It's fantastic what he's doing. It's for our benefit, and I really want you guys to go support him because I really want to support him. I don't know him personally or anything like that, but I can tell you I wouldn't be able to read these comic books without him. He is called Star Wars Comic Story, and I will leave a link to his YouTube channel in the description below. Please go check him out because he's doing a great service, putting out these comic books so that we can read them without having to go and buy them. It's just a great service, and I really, really am thankful to him. It's because of him that I've been able to read this series and other Star Wars series, so please go ahead in the description below and check him out. Thank you guys for watching, and I am out. Bye.